everyone, my name is SANNA and I'm the head gardener here at Miami Beach Botanical Garden. I want to welcome you to our community compost hub. We've been composting here at the garden since 2015 and have developed a great community compost program. Simply, composting is taking our wasted food scraps and turning them into a rich soil amendment. The definition of composting is the controlled biological decomposition of organic material in an aerobic environment, meaning with oxygen. Controlled is an important word here because biological decomposition of organic materials happens naturally. Think of an ecosystem like a forest floor. All the leaves and wood that ends up on the forest floor will decompose and form a rich topsoil of humus, which is dark and full of nutrients. But when we're dealing with waste produced by humans, we should be following a process, and that process is composting, and we'll go into that. It's important to note that when we throw in our food scraps into the landfill, it goes into an anaerobic environment, meaning without oxygen. Organic materials decomposing without oxygen produces methane, which is a serious greenhouse gas. So by composting, we can curb our emissions. There's other benefits like protecting our water and having really great soil. So let's get into some basics. So what's in compost? You can think of it like baking. There's 4 basic ingredients. Your first is going to be your nitrogen-rich kitchen scraps. You can think of them being sweet and wet. Then you have your high in carbon materials like mulch or dead leaves. They're very dry. There'll be a certain ratio between your carbon material and your nitrogen material. Then we have air and water. These two are ideal for making the environment for the thousands and thousands of microorganisms that will help you decompose the materials in your pile. This includes bacteria, fungi, nematodes, invertebrates, you name them. One important thing for your nitrogen is you always want to cover your nitrogen in carbon. That's kind of their relationship. And after all the microorganisms start to decompose, they're feeding off the organic material for energy from themselves. This will create heat, your pile will get hot and go through different thermal stages. And once all the resources in the pile are depleted by them going through it, you'll have finished compost, black gold. So let's talk a little bit more about benefits of composting. We already know that we're saving from sending our food scraps to the landfill, which curbs our methane emissions. But we're also creating a really valuable resource. We're creating compost, which is an extremely fertile organic fertilizer. It has all the necessary nutrients that plants need to grow healthy and strong. This means we do not need to use synthetic fertilizers. Synthetic fertilizers not only kill all the microorganisms in a soil food web, but they also cause harmful runoff, which goes into our waterways, which we really need to stop. So when we have healthy plants that can actually pull carbon from the atmosphere and bring it down into the soil, we're participating in backyard carbon sequestration. It not only can grow us really yummy organic food, but it's really fun. So let's see the process in action. Here we have Cassidy Fry of Gardens and Composting, who is the compost advisor at our community compost hub. Take it away, Cassidy.
Hi, I'm Cassidy Fry of Gardens and Composting, and here at the Miami Beach Botanical Garden we transform your community food waste into high-grade fertile soil. The combination, as SANNA mentioned, is the browns, the carbon, and the greens, the nitrogen. And this is a young compost pile in which we're putting the new community waste every week. So we have the combination of the brown, which we sprinkle some on, and then the food waste, which also includes paper, table scraps, coffee grounds, things like that. And we combine it with the mulch water, and this is our initial step to making a compost pile. So I'm going to show you some of the initial biology that occurs in a young compost pile. And basically what happens is we take the food waste that you bring in, put it into this pile, add mulch and water, and then we turn and turn and turn until eventually it becomes soil. There's some other older food waste from a couple weeks ago. It does smell a little bit at the moment. See the biology there, the fungi forming around the vegetable matter. After several months of turning the compost, we allow it to cure and rest, which brings in other forms of biology to finish capturing the fertility within the material. So you're closer to a compost soil. And that is much, much closer to our final product, which you'll see, of our high quality fertile compost soil. The finished compost here at the Miami Beach Botanical Garden is a complete natural soil that contains the macronutrients and the micronutrients that plants need. A small amount of soil contains a high amount of nutrient, unlike other soils that you can buy in other locations. The other thing that this soil produces is a high water holding capacity, which is an underestimated aspect of soils.
Thanks, Cassidy, for all that great information. Remember, you can bring your food scraps to the Miami Beach Botanical Garden. Please visit our website at mbgarden.org to find our Shopify where you can purchase your own bag of compost. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for upcoming news, like the new compost hub in North Beach we're opening with the City of Miami Beach. Thank you guys so much and happy composting! And this is how you can participate in the Garden's Community Compost Program. We accept fruits, veggies, coffee, tea, eggshells, and anything that used to be a plant, meaning no meat, no dairy, no plastic, and no seafood, please. You can also take the fruit stickers, rubber bands, and ties off your veggies because those do not biodegrade. That's it. And since it takes us a lot of effort to turn your waste into soil for the benefit of the earth, donations are accepted and appreciated.